Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the show. I'm Brett the Jet in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network, and tonight we have a good one here tonight. It is now race number 18 of the 802 Busch Series here on Friday nights. Right now we are kicking off qualifying. We got some cars on the racetrack here, so first driver we will be taking a look at here is the Home Depot number 62 machine. Frank Zingen, hot off a top 3 finish last Sunday night in the Winston Cup Series. He's looking to keep that momentum rocking and rolling here tonight at Dover. Has quite a few Cup Series drivers that are in the playoffs here tonight for this Busch Series race. So those are some of the drivers we, of course, got to keep a close eye on to. Zingen, first lap of 23.44 for the 62 machine. Lap number 2 will be better at 23.28. That actually put him atop the charts here for the time being. So Frank Zingen finding that speed there on lap number 2. Take a look here at a driver making his first ever start here tonight. It is a 41 machine of Logan Gill. So Gill here on his first time lap. Of course, here with qualifying, each driver gets 2 time laps, and then we will take the best of those 2 laps. From there, that will set tonight's starting lineup. And then we get ready to turn them on loose for our race here just right after that as Logan Gill, even though big time sideways off of turn number 4, he jumps to P number 2 on the board. Quite a few other drivers here tonight have taken a time. I believe about 16 drivers here in the field. You take a look here, I believe another first time start for this driver as well. Austin Smith in the Discount Tire 22 machine, and Smith big time loose there into turn number 3. You saw him have to kind of chase that race car up the hill. That's the name of the game here at Dover. I mean, a small track, mile long, but speeds incredible around this place. It feels like you are hauling the mail each and every lap. So Smith will look for a better lap here on lap number 2 from the 22, as he will go through 3 and 4 for the final time here in qualifying. A few other drivers here just making their way out to the Speedway. One of them being current points leader, Logan Cougar. Cougar here in the 80 machine, getting ready to rock and roll, as he will take the green flag here this time by Scott Simley throwing a lap on the board. Same with the 23 machine of Joe Hudson. Also a driver that's been on a roll. Mike Kelly currently out there on the track. We'll see where the 43 machine can go. Scott Simley, though, in the 33 machine to the top of the board. Now Cougar there in the 80 machine. Logan will go to the top of the chart. So Logan trying to make a statement here, making sure that no other driver can try and chase him on down here late in this season for that points lead. Right now, I think coming into tonight, let me double check. Logan having about, I believe, let me see here, about a 26 point advantage over Dustin Coggin. And Coggin currently sits in that 7th position, as now Mike Kelly goes quick time. So the 43 machine of Mike Kelly thought he had maybe the winning car last week at Michigan, ended up on the podium, but here tonight, once again making a statement. And Mike Kelly looks like here tonight will walk away here with that Riptide Radio Pole Award here at Dover. So congrats to Mike on the pole award. What do we say? We get ready to head down trackside to go through tonight's starting lineup here. Here at Dover will look like the following. Mike Kelly in that bad, fast 43 machine will lead the field to the green flag, to his outside. Our current points leader here in the 80. It is Logan Koger rolling off P number 2. Scott Simley in the double 3, the 33 machine, will roll off P number 3. Frank Zingen in that 62 machine, solid qualifying effort. He will roll off 4th, and rounding out the top 5, making his first ever start, that is the 41 machine of Logan Gill. Nick Aslan in the 91 machine will roll off in P number 6. 7th, like I mentioned before, will be the 46 of Dustin Coggin. Jeff Pogo here makes a kind of rare appearance these days on the Busch side of things, but the 97 machine will roll off P number 8. Johnny Barker in the 6 machine will start 9th, and rounding out the top 10, that'll be the red 61 of Steve Ritter. Jim Ott here tonight will start P number 11 in the 5 car. Brandon Guerin, last week's winner in the 1, will start in 12th. 13th will be Austin Smith in the 22. Rick Kennedy in the white number 10 will roll off 14th. 15th going to George Ledsma in the 67. Joe Hudson in that black 23 will start 16th. And Steve Vest in the 60 machine will round out the 17 car field here tonight. So that will make up our starting lineup here tonight at the Dover Motor Speedway as we get ready here to turn them on loose. And as we can see high above the track here in the blimp cam, a little bit of some overcast weather here tonight at Dover. Not going to affect visibility up in the race cars, but could definitely affect how these race cars handle this concrete. Don't forget Dover, different surface than what we normally see, as most of the time it's raced on asphalt. Here tonight we go to the concrete Coliseum, the bigger version of Dover. Off of turn number 4, the field will come, and Mike Kelly on the loud pedal here. Logan Cougar gets the jump on him as Koger able to go to the race lead here. So Logan will lead the field down to turn number 1. Everyone else kind of vibing and trying to see where they want to ride. A long distance ahead of them, 150 laps, but here especially at Dover, these cars get spread out in a hurry. We could very much see a very early green flag run before we know it. Right on board here with Scott Simley, currently in that P number 3 position. You can see Logan, our race leader, trying already maybe a little bit different line, and that's going to be the name of the game. One car in the wall there off of turn number 4. That was the 41 machine of Logan Gill getting a piece of it. And that's old Miles the Monster here, the Monster Mile. You got the big statue outside of this racetrack, and he'll come out there, bite you every chance he could get off these corner exits. So you got a piece there of the 41 machine, as now we kind of see the 1 car, Brandon Guerin, another car here trying to work this outside lane. This lane will come into effect later as this concrete heats on up on the bottom side, but right now I think you want to be on the bottom side for as long as possible. Try and keep those tires underneath that race car here for as much time as you can get. Nick Haslam here kind of falling on back quite a bit. I think Nick might be saying, you know what? I know this race could go on the longer side of things. May not even get a caution. So he's saying, you know what? We're going to back up the pace here. Going to save our stuff and see what we can do by the end of this thing. And I like that call there from the 91. So as we can see already, folks, laps flying on by here tonight at Dover. Already have started lap number 7 of the 150. So as we take a look here, right on board with Brandon Guerin. We saw Guerin here jump up to that top side here pretty early in this one. And that means one thing, that one car wants to go to the front, and he is doing just that so far. And he's now 7 completed laps. Brandon Guerin up 5 positions, so he is definitely the biggest mover here in this first kind of opening stage in this one. The question is, will that one car be paying for it? You know, lap 30, lap 40, for sure, probably by lap 50. Right in front of them, Frank Zingen able to get around Scott Simley for that 3rd position. Now Simley starting to feel some pressure. 41 machine of Logan Gill here, starting to get back on, right on that back bumper there off the turn number 4. That's right on board with Simley here. Looking at quite a few cars starting to stack up right behind him. You can see there Brandon Guerin looking to the outside as well of the 33 machine. So you can see Guerin there driving in there deep, keep that momentum on up. And we'll see the one car right here get a big run. Just getting enough room. Woo-hoo. That was pretty close there on the exit of turn number 2. See there, Logan Gill had to kind of slow just a little bit on up to let Brandon Guerin kind of clear on the outside. Now open up the door there for Dustin Coggin. As now Coggin looking to race his way into the top 5 here in that white 46. Behind them now, here comes the 6th car of Johnny Barker, and I'll tell you what, there's one driver that is really looking forward to a long run here tonight. It would be that driver of that number 6 machine, as Barker very strong when it comes to a long run here. You can see kind of the top 5 here already pretty spread on out, as everyone else still out here on the racetrack. Deeper in the field, a little bit of contact there as Jim Ott gets a shot in the shorts there from the 67 machine. As here comes Joe Hudson. Whoa, that could have been bad into turn number 1. Luckily, no cars making contact there. But that's an intense battle back here for 14th, 15th, and 16th. And that goes to show, I tell you what, everyone is racing for each and every position out here on the racetrack. Out in front though, Mike Kelly starting to chase down that race leader here tonight. So Kelly really starting to try to work over the 80 machine. We'll see what Coder has left in the tank here and what Mike Kelly could have up his sleeve in that 43 machine. Like I said, I have to go back real quick, look through the last couple finishes, but it seems like Mike Kelly up on the podium, you know, last week, won the week before, podium at Phoenix, won Darlington. So it seems like if Mike Kelly's on the podium, the next week that 43 machine is probably in victory lane. So that bodes well for the 43, as right here we see Mike Kelly trying to make the move for the race lead into turn number 1. Side by side, and Looks like Mike Kelly will take over the position, but here comes Coger with a crossover move down the back straightaway. Gonna back on out of it though. Knows that, no point in fighting super hard for the position. Even though it's for the race lead, it is only lap 18 of 150, so I like that call there. We gotta head a little bit deeper back, still that about, I want to say, 8 cars right here, all within a few tenths of each other. Looks like Frank Zingen already in the mid-pack of this battle here, so not sure what happened with the 62, but doesn't seem to have quite the pace as he maybe needs at this current time. Jeff Bogo here, taking a look to the inside of Coggin. Coggin gonna go way up the racetrack in 1 and 2. So Jeff Bogo into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. And Bogo, no stranger to victory lane here at Dover. The last time the 802 iRacing League visited Dover, though it was a different car, the next gen car, this 97 machine of Jeff Pogo was down in victory lane, so Pogo could very well get it done here tonight. But he's going to have some tough competition up in front of him. As we see here, Simley and Pogo all catching Brandon Guerin here. So Guerin, we saw turn up the wick right from the start of the race here. Might be starting to pay for it. I was trying to guess that lap number, was it going to be in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s if we kind of see that pace kind of drop on back. And right now, that one car, a little bit off the pace compared to those cars that just got around him there. Battles all over this racetrack here tonight. We look back deeper in the field here. Steve Vess, Jim Ott here, putting on a battle for 16th out here. As I think Jim Ott, big time tire saving right now in that 5 machine. I mean, Ott way off the pace. I mean, his best time about 4/10 or so off of the leader's best lap time. Last time by, half a tenth off of those leaders. So Jim Ott, big time saving. I don't know if he's saving fuel, but for sure saving some tires right now. Up towards the front here. Coger able to get back to the point here. So Logan back to the point, leading the way over Mike Kelly now. So Kelly back into P number 2 here in the 43 machine. And we got to look back a little bit further on back, about a second and a half or so to this battle now is starting to form on up as Scott Simley under fire from Jeff Pogo. Pogo will get the run, able to get a nose to the inside of Simley, but Simley able to keep that momentum rocking and rolling there in lane number 2, able to hang on to that spot for the time being. Austin Smith, haven't talked too much about him here during the race, has had a quiet night, has driven his way into the top 10, now trying to maybe get a little bit more here as they start to get, the 41 machine of Gill and the 62 machine of Zingen. Then we got some guys right behind him that are known to save their stuff. Steve Ritter, as well as Nick Aslan. Remember, Aslan, we saw kind of really drop off the pace early and really back it on down. So I think this could pay off for the 91. if this goes green for a while, keep an eye here on the 61 and the 91. Brings Zing in there, able to complete the pass on Logan Gill for the 8th position. So Zing will get another spot back there as, he actually got, I think, a little bit loose there off of turn number 4. Kind of checked up both lanes out, opens up the door now for Scott Austin. Austin taking a peek at the high side. Now going to push the 41 machine into turn number 3 pretty much. Now able to get that car to turn, drive underneath him. Those two will get side by side and almost a little bit sideways there for Gill. That's a tough place here at Dover. I should say that's one of the toughest things here at Dover. I mean, this track is tough enough to, go out there, rip each and every lap, keep it off the wall, keep it off the apron. But then you add some side-by-side battles, that wall comes up even quicker, it feels like, and it can get tight very, very quickly on corner exit. So things kind of calming on out for the time being. Mike Kelly back to the point, and now Kelly starting to stretch out that race lead here. As he has grown that thing right about a half a second or so over the 80 machine. Now here comes Scott Simley. Simley a little bit better there than the 80 machine last time by. So you can see this kind of secondary pack here start hustling on up. Few other battles here on the Speedway. Steve Ritter able to get around Austin Smith, and Smith, man, big time contact to that wall off of turn number 4. You can see that damage on the 22 machine, and Smith looks like gonna call tonight with that one. And yeah, that goes to show right there just how tough this place is to get off these corners, especially 2x2. Head back up to taking a peek here at this battle for third. One of the closest kind of two cars out here on the Speedway are these two, but so far both of them kind of playing a little bit of cat and mouse for the time being, trying to get each other to maybe make a mistake, try and push each other's lap time. And here we go, Pogo got a good run. He will pull that car to the inside here and side by side, and looks like Pogo will complete the pass there in 3 and 4, so he's simply kind of giving up that position in one corner. That tells me Simley didn't really fight for that spot too much. As, we get our first caution here on the Speedway. As it looks like it is the 41 machine of Logan Gill. Gill here having trouble, and a tough way to start the kind of newcomers here tonight as Gill, wow, absolutely pounds that outside wall. Of course, here at Dover, that shoots you to that inside wall that is very, very close, and big time contact there to the wall for the 41 machine. Let's see if Aslan able to make it on by. Yes, he does. He'll get at least a little bit piece of the wall, but yeah, it looks like Logan Gill gonna be done for the night. Same with the 22 machine of Austin Smith. So that will bring us under our first caution flag here of the evening. And I have a feeling with about 35 or so laps done on these tires, it will be a busy pit road here as everyone going to come on in for some service and some fresh tires here. As Mike Kelly here will lead the field down to pit road. As, like I kind of guessed, everyone down onto pit road. Looks like everyone but Joe Hudson. Hudson able to stay on out, lead a lap without putting him at a disadvantage if he does come down to pit road, because he will end up on the longest line here. As we see the cars here heading into their pit stalls. We will keep an eye here at the end of pit road and wait for the first driver to make it off of pit road here. See if anyone tries some strategy, but I have a feeling 4 tires filled up with fuel and call it an easy decision at this one. Mike Kelly going to be the first off the pit road, then Logan Koger. Then it is Jeff Pogo, Scott Simley, and Dustin Coggin. Top 5 off the pit road there. So with us under our first caution of the evening, we'll take a minute break here from Yep and throw it over to a quick 30-second commercial break. On the other side, we'll get ready for our first restart of the night here at Dover. And how about this, folks? First kind of strategy call of the night. Joe Hudson going to stay on out on old tires. He's going to lead the field back to green flag here. As the closing rates here at Dover are tremendous, especially, if a driver makes a mistake, you're a split second late to the throttle. Closing rate's incredible. Old tires, it's only going to be amplified. Here we go. How will this work on out? Joe Hudson leads us back to green. Mike Kelly on the outside lane here. We head back to green flag racing here. Joe Hudson, no wheel spin, so first box is checked there on the restart. Let's see now how the field will slice and dice around him. Koger able to get up to the top side in front of Jeff Pogo there. That'll be our current top 3 is now Scott Simley going to try and go on around. Same with Dustin Coggin as well. Brandon Guerin, I think, got a piece of Miles the Monster there off of turn number 4. I think just got a little bit of that wall. We'll take a look here. It looks like that car still looking good, though, so no harm, no foul, at least from what I can see up here in the broadcast booth. But out in front, it's going to be a tough, tall order to try and beat Mike Kelly with him having control of the race. So the 43 machine here leading at the start of lap 43. Last time by, Mike Kelly put the best lap of anyone down, so Kelly not saving too much out in front. Here comes now Jeff Pogo to the inside of Koger. He's able to get that position off of turn number 2. Logan will settle back into P number 3. So, like I said, this could be a pretty good battle between these two, Pogo and Kelly. This could be a showdown of the ages here at Dover. And you can see I like what I'm seeing here right on board with Jeff Pogo. Pretty easy on entry, but carrying a ton of corner speed and then exiting right there, left's almost on the apron. As here we go, Pogo to the inside of Mike Kelly. Side by side here off of turn number 2. It's going to be a drag race here down the back straightaway. Kelly not giving it up super easy, but there in turn number 3, he will concede the position. New race leader off of turn number 4. Jeff Pogo takes over the point. So Jeff Pogo here tonight started P number 8. Now up to the race lead. Mike Kelly start on the pole. He sits P number 2. We head back to P number 3. That is Logan Koger in the 80 machine. Scott Simley currently sits in P number 4. Dustin Coggin will be probably P number 2 in the points leaving tonight. He sits in 5th. Johnny Barker in the 6th machine is in P number 6. Frank Zingen in the 62. He currently sits in the 7th position. 8th going to Brandon Guerin. Jim Ott saving all those tires. Didn't want to see probably that caution that early. Ott, though, has driven his way up into the top 10. He sits 9th. And Steve Ritter here rounds out the top 10. George Ledesma here in P number 11. Joe Hudson in 12th on those old tires, has yet to visit pit road. Rick Kennedy 13th, trying to get 12th away. Nick Aslan in 14th. Steve Vest in 15th. And that's currently the 15 drivers here out on the Speedway. As we see Aslan able to get on around Joe Hudson. Out in front, Mike Kelly back to the race lead here. So Kelly maybe sizing up Pogo just a little bit. And here to complete the first third of tonight's race, Mike Kelly will lead the way just like he did at the green flag here. But he definitely has some big time company with Jeff Pogo right behind him. Pogo putting all sorts of pressure here on Mike Kelly. We kind of saw it a little bit forming there in that first run, but Mike Kelly, especially in turns 1 and 2, he'll kind of enter a car and a half length off the bottom, kind of keep it there the whole way around the corner, whereas 3 and 4, we kind of see the traditional bottom side entering that car length or lower, kind of keep the car right on around, whereas Jeff Pogo, we can see right on board with him here, keeping that car on the bottom side here on both ends of the Speedway. And it looks like here tonight, like we saw a little bit in the pre-race here at Dover, still a little bit of overcast going on here at the Speedway. You can definitely see that down the kind of long straightaway cameras here tonight. As it looks like George Ledesma able to get around, I believe, Steve Ritter, as Ritter having some sort of issues out here tonight. Ritter way off the pace here. Looks like Ritter able to get back under power, so not sure what happened with Steve Ritter, but definitely way off the pace, off of turn number 2 and down that whole back straightaway. As Jim Ott will let Ritter go back on by, so not sure what happened with Ritter, but looks like he is able to continue the race, at least for the time being. So top 2 definitely on their own island, Kelly and Pogo. Then we go back to about a 4-car battle of Koger, Simley, Coggin, and Barker. That, of course, 3rd through about 6th position. Then we head back to a 2-car battle. Some penny stacker teammates here, Frank Zingen and Brandon Guerin. Guerin has ran down Frank Zingen, once again starting to put some pressure here on the 62 machine as well. So best battle on the Speedway here. We are currently looking at second best battle, that battle for the race lead here tonight. And I say before we get too deep into this race here tonight, what do we say we see about a little turn 3, turn it up here after this battle's done for this 7th position, as we see Brandon Guerin get around his penny stacker teammate Frank Zingen there. Interesting call. We see Jim Ott down on pit road here, so that makes me wonder, can drivers make it about 90 laps on fuel, because if so, I can go the rest of the distance here in this one. So interesting call. But here on lap 60, let's have the cars do a little bit of talking here with a little turn 3, turn it up from Dover. Alrighty, folks, we head back here to live racing action, and really no big changes for the time being. Everyone's still riding on about where they last were when we left for that turn 3, turn it up here tonight. But here we go, we get race leaders a little bit into some lap traffic here as Steve Vest will go 1 lap down here. So Vest, of course, like we've seen many a times here in the 802 iRacing League, lappers being super respectful, getting up and out of the leader's way. You know, lappers don't have to do that. They could race to try and stay on the lead lap, but a great amount of respect for the competitors here displayed each and every week. As, man, I tell you what, Jeff Pogo is not letting Mike Kelly get away and run away with this thing. Those two right under a blanket, and Pogo had a big run down the back straightaway. He will shoot to the inside of Kelly. Can Kelly have the crossover move here down the front straightaway? Yes, he can. Let's see if Pogo will cross him back over here in 1 and 2. Kelly once again to that middle lane. Can Pogo get the good low exit? He has a run, able to get a nose to the inside once again. So with these leaders, especially battling like this, they can really heat up some tires, really use up some tires that maybe they don't have to have, because their battle is pretty much with themselves right now. So if they kind of sort themselves out, click off some more laps, we could see this lead from these front two, you know, grow even more than maybe even 3 seconds here. Starting to get very close to the halfway point here tonight at Dover. Like I said, folks, already race number 18 of the season, if you can believe it. Last week at Michigan, we kind of saw some wild tire strategy. The field only getting 2 sets of tires in. It was Brandon Guerin that hung on to a tire set a little bit later than the rest of the field, able to absolutely slice and dice his way through the field at Michigan and pick up that win in the Busch Series. I believe, let me double check here and see about the win stats. Yeah, Brandon Guerin, first win in the Friday night series, coming last Friday at Michigan. And puts him with some pretty good names with wins this season. I mean, Aiden Tatro had that big win at Talladega. He was able to etch his name into the record books here at 802 with a career win. Tanner Marr, of course, with a win. Logan Coger. Interesting stat. Even though he's the points leader, 1 win on the season for him. Chris Mackey also with 1 win. Then it's a big jump up to multiple wins on the season. 4 apiece for these drivers. That is Cody Gibson, Chad Coleman, and Mike Kelly. So I tell you what, even though Jeff Pogo, not going for, any sort of championship when it comes to Friday nights, he's sitting with a goose egg right now with wins in this series. Here tonight, I'm sure he'd love to change that. And right here, as we approach a halfway point, he's sitting in the best spot to do so with that race lead here. Also forgot to mention one other name here with a win on the season, actually, with these Xfinity cars, and that is yours truly. We actually got to jump in, I think it was in total, 3 races I was able to jump behind the wheel of, and one of those picking up a win. So pretty cool stuff here, and I'm glad I was able to at least etch my name as a winner here with the 802 iRacing League. Jim Ott's still down on pit road, so that tells me Ott's night is done and over with. A tough break, because I was really curious to see how that strategy would work on out, but here that time by from... Who do we have in the flag stand here tonight? I believe it's Dave in the Cave here from turn 3 up there flagging this race. I think we got Upstate Al behind the pace car here as well, but Dave in the Cave there giving the cross flags last time by, saying, hey guys, we're already halfway through tonight's race. So far, only 1 caution flag for a single car incident. Everything else has been clean and green racing, though a little bit of race of attrition of the 17 cars that has taken the green flag. 3 of them already done and out for the night, whereas we already see, another 3 cars or so here going a lap down as Joe Hudson here down on pit road for the first time here tonight, as Hudson will bring it in to serve that 23 machine. Remember, everyone else came in around lap 35 or so. So if they wanted to kind of break up this race, once 35 laps in, that leaves about 115 or so left in the race. You divide that in half, that leads about 55 or so laps. So what that means, leaders probably pin right around lap 90 or so if I had to guess. So gonna start to get close to the pit window being open. I mean, if you're the likes, maybe someone a little bit off the pace, I mean, looking at the lap times last time by, maybe if you're the likes of the 1 car of Brandon Guerin, maybe Rick Kennedy, you could try and undercut the field, pit a little bit early, get those new tires on the race car, try and make up some ground that way. You just have to be careful not to burn them up, because then you're at, a little bit of a tire disadvantage when it's all said and done. Because here we go, here's a prime example. Joe Hudson right in front of our race leaders here. And I mean, absolutely driving on away from them. So that goes to show new tires make a big time advantage. Last time by, I mean, first full lap up to speed, Joe Hudson at least a half a second faster than our race leaders currently. Look like Nick Aslan here in the 91 machine down on pit road here once again. So looks like he will try and get his car done and serviced with, but kind of an extended pit stop. So we'll have to see if the 91 machine might be done for the night as well. As actually, no, just a little bit of an extended pit stop for the 91, but he will get that car back rolling out here on the Speedway. So looks like at the moment Steve Vest's going to be the lucky dog here for the time being, but yeah, everyone else very, very spread on out. You can see Jeff Pogo, Mike Kelly, best battle on the Speedway for that race lead. Then we got to go back almost 4 seconds to a third on back. Logan Koger here in P number 3. Scott Simley within striking distance. Same with the 46 of Dustin Coggin. But man, I'm surprised to see this Johnny Barker kind of losing touch a little bit to that pack in front of him. So maybe if I'm the likes of the 6 car here, seeing those cars kind of slowly drive on away, I'm Johnny Barker. I want to be one of the drivers sooner to pit road than later. George Ledsma, Rick Kennedy right here. Both of them have been floating around that top 10 finish. Both of them would love a top 10 finish at the conclusion here tonight at Dover. Right now, both those guys might be getting into a battle here in just a few laps, as the 67 machine of Ledsma has run down the white Monster Energy 10 machine of Kennedy. Though now within them about 4 car lengths, Kennedy starting to turn back up the pace here in that 10 machine. Out in front, we see the likes of Jeff Pogo here still holding off Mike Kelly, though. Kelly starting to get all over the back bumper. Let's ride on board with Mike Kelly and see what he is doing to try and set up a pass on the race lead. And man, you ride on board here, and you got to think a mile-long racetrack. You know, how these drivers got to be off the throttle quite a bit. You ride on board and, you know, off throttle for maybe a second or two on corner entry. But by the time they pick that throttle back up, you know, it's already back go time and trying to roll into the throttle without losing the front or the back end here. So as we were riding on board, actually Jeff Pogo was able to kind of slowly walk on away from Mike Kelly. So the real question is going to be between these two right here for this race win maybe. Who will be the first to pit road? Because like I said, lap 90 is the beginning of the pit window. We have officially made it there. Who will be the first to come on down? Everyone knows tires where it's at here at Dover. It seems like everyone's kind of banking on trying to make that final stint as short as possible. So looking a little bit at the stats here, Jeff Pogo, like I said, select starts here in the Friday Night Busch Series. Coming into tonight, this will make Pogo's 5th start in the series, and kind of un-Pogo-esque. He has 0 top 5s. Of course, like we talked about a little bit earlier, no wins, but no top 5s as well. This could definitely be a kind of righting the ship here tonight if Pogo could not only get that win, but beat Mike Kelly doing it. it would be pretty awesome to see from Pogo. And I'm sure would give him a lot of confidence heading into Sunday night, as I was able to be a part of the 802 podcast here earlier tonight, and I was asked the tough question, who would be my picks here in this one? I said Chad Coleman. If he was here, he was not. So my backup was Mike Kelly, as Kelly very tough to beat with these O'Reilly cars. But when it came to Sunday night, I had to pick Jeff Pogo there. One being because, Pogo very tough to beat each time he loads into a race. But two, Pogo was the winner of the last next-gen race at Dover. So hoping he can back that up. Hopefully I didn't jinx him, but so far here on Friday night, it's making me feel a little bit better about my pick when it comes to Sunday. As here we go, we see our first taker to pit road. Dustin Coggin from inside the top 5. He will make it to pit road here on lap 98. And we talked about, how tough it is to get a lap around here, but another really X factor. Dover has probably one of the toughest pit roads when it comes to iRacing. One, because the speeds are so great here. Two, the apron is so loose, and the transition is really rough in that kind of difference of banking. As here we go, we see it right here. Frank Zingen will lose the race car, I think, heading to pit road. He will try and limp that car on around, but you can see that damage as we'll take a look here live, see what happened to Frank Zingen as we were just talking about it. Yes, Frank Zingen coming to pit road here. That transition's rough, and Frank just mistiming it. Like I was just saying, folks, one of the toughest pit roads to get on down, and Frank Zingen into the tire barriers. And I tell you what, folks, I feel like I'm a pretty good sim racer driver. I have been into those pit barrels more times than I can count when it comes to green flag pit stops. So that's going to be the other kind of X factor here tonight, is can you get safely down to pit road without giving up too much time? As we also see here, Rick Kennedy in the 10 machine down on pit road as well. He looks like he is safely down, but looks like Frank Zingen going to be done for tonight's race. We will keep an eye out here, see if we see anyone else dive down to pit road. But we kind of now see Jeff Pogo really stretching out this race lead. Almost a second advantage over Mike Kelly here. So Dustin Coggin's last time by with those fresh tires, he has done his personal best lap time. So Coggin knows this is the time to make up time in that 46 machine, and he is doing just that here. Though right now he sits 2 laps down, leaders right in front of him. And I say with the field kind of spread on out, of course, let's pull up the track map here so you can see Coggin just going off the turn number 4 there, down the backstretch. That is where the leaders are at as well. I tell you what, one driver who's put on some pretty good long run pace here tonight is the 67 machine of George Ledesma. He actually ran down Brandon Guerin and currently trying to complete the pass on the 1 machine. Gonna do just that here. So, like I said, I was thinking Guerin might have been one of the first drivers down to pit road. That has not been the case for the 1 machine. He has yet to visit it, and he is now in danger of going one lap down, as Coggin will get one of his laps back. Johnny Barker here down on pit road as well. So we take a look here, and it looks like Jeff Pogo able to get around Brandon Guerin. Now put the one car one lap down and now only lead 6 cars on the lead lap here in the middle of green flag pit stops. So everyone in the top 6 here has yet to visit pit road here tonight. Johnny Barker here making his way off of pit road, so no harm, no foul. He's able to safely get on and off, as Jeff Pogo will put another driver lap down. That time was a 67 machine, as Ledsma will bring it here to pit road this time by. And I like that call right when you're about to go lap down. Might as well bring it to pit road there. Another driver here bringing it to pit road. Nice and early, safely do pit road. That is 61 machine of Steve Ritter. One other thing I didn't mention to pit road here, you can kind of see it in the pace from the 61. It is one of the slowest pit roads when it comes to iRacing. It is a tough 40 miles an hour, so you got to really, really whoa up that race car to make it safely to pit road here. Also down on pit road here is Brandon Guerin as well. So the one machine also down on pit road. So I'm sure Mike Kelly's thinking about it, but what Mike Kelly needs to do here is undercut Jeff Pogo. He needs to visit pit road before that 97 car does. We'll see if this will be the magic lap here on 112, or those two will go yet another lap, as it looks like Mike Kelly this time by will bring it to pit road. We'll just get it woed up, locking up all 4, keeping it off of the tire barriers. That's given about as much as you can on the pit road entry. Luckily for Jeff Pogo, had that cushion about a second. Doesn't have to push it super, super hard here, but wants to get, as much as he can. Nice and easy, nice and safe from our race leader, Jeff Pogo, down to pit road. With Pogo on down, that will hand over the race lead here to Scott Simley. Simley will lead his first laps of the night here as we start to get towards the end of the green flag pit cycles here. The only drivers yet to pit here, the 33 machine and the 80. So Mike Kelly bringing that 43 machine up to speed here. And with Dustin Coggin with that short pit, he will inherit the race lead. The question is, does he have enough pace to keep the likes of the other drivers at bay? As Jeff Pogo here just getting off of pit road can start to wind up that 97 machine. Of course, has to stay on the apron till the blue line here. And with that one lap sooner pit stop, Mike Kelly able to jump Jeff Pogo, but Pogo has that tire advantage. Can he use it on up here? Scott Simley here down on pit road. That leaves one driver left. Our points leader coming into tonight, Logan Koger. Now we'll bring that 80 machine down to pit road and we'll complete our green flag pit stop cycle here at Dover. So with this will shake up the running order quite a bit here in this one. But like I said, Dustin Coggin with the strategy call. Can he hold off those cars for 30 laps? It might seem like, oh yeah, quite a bit of a gap here, about 5.5 or so seconds, that's a heck of a lot of time. But here at Dover, tire wear a big concern, big time issue, and lap times kind of plummet off a cliff. So Dustin Coggin out here leading his first laps of the night here, out here with the race lead. But like I said, we got to keep an close eye on the lap times here. Last time by, Coggin with a 24.66, whereas Mike Kelly last time by a 23.55. So Mike Kelly making up a second a lap. That is not going to be good for the 46 machine, though. Remember, he was battling, with the likes of the 33 machine and the 6. Those guys sit, all the way back around 11 seconds back. So Coggin could maybe hang on to, maybe a top 3 finish if he can hit the pace, time everything out just right. And especially if Simley and Barker get battling, that could only be better for our current race leader, Dustin Coggin. And of course, at the end of the day, this whole race gets flipped on its head if we get a late race caution, because here in about 4 or so laps, we'll go down on over to the countdown clock here tonight. As it looks like Johnny Barker not going to give Scott Simley too much of a battle there. That is bad news for that 46 machine. As Logan Koger able to run his best lap of the night last time by a 23.59, but you can see kind of way behind that battle he was kind of fighting with before. He's going to have to push like every lap's a qualifying lap to try and get back up towards the front. Out towards the front, though, Mike Kelly has taken back over the point, able to get around the 46. Same with the 97 machine of Jeff Pogo. Pogo has starting to reel back in here. Mike Kelly, though, can he get around him? That's the name of the game with racing. It's one thing to catch another driver. It's a whole nother thing to get on by and complete a pass. Best battle on the Speedway here we are currently looking at, as let's ride on board here with Jeff Pogo as we get ready to hit about 25 to go, as I believe we have a wide angle cockpit cam here right on board with Jeff Pogo. I mean, you can see here all sorts of speed here tonight. RPMs dropping not even below 7,000 RPM. Hit about 8,800 down those straightaways, but the name of the game is throttle control when it comes to Dover, because getting on the throttle too early can actually take weight off the front tires, have you slide the front tires without really even being tight. You can do that just with the weight transfer. So a lot going on here tonight, but here we go. Jeff Pogo within 2 car lengths of Mike Kelly for the race lead. Pogo will take a peek there off of turn number 4. Mike Kelly will give him a lane into turn number 1. Side by side for the race lead here with about 22 and a half laps left in this one. Rick Kennedy maybe was used as a pick, or Jeff Pogo was hoping to use him as a pick. Kennedy given way up and out of the way. Pogo, though, I like that move. I don't know if you guys caught it there at home, but Jeff Pogo maybe waited a little bit longer to get on the throttle, but he was able to exit off of turn number 4 very, very low, prevent the crossover from Mike Kelly. And with that move, I think Jeff Pogo can sail off into the distance as long as he makes no big mistake, which asking for a mistake from, Jeff Pogo, Mike Kelly, is a tall order. So those two probably hoping for no caution flag from here on out. Currently out here tonight even after the green flag pit stops. About 7 or so cars still on the lead lap here. You take a look here at the 46 machine of Dustin Coggin. Coggin trying to hang on to a podium finish here. Still has about a 3-second advantage over Scott Simley, so he's doing a pretty good job at managing these tires, managing that pace. I think at worst case, Dustin Coggin will come out net benefit from pitting early and might be able to finish 4th here. But like I said, he is hoping for a podium finish when it's all said and done. And now with about 18 laps to go, we actually get a battle for position here. Steve Ritter, one of those drivers maybe riding it on out here tonight at Dover, making sure he brings his car home in one piece. He's able to get around Johnny Barker for that 6th position here. So Ritter having kind of a quiet night for the 61, but a solid night nonetheless. Because looking at the big picture here, Ritter came into tonight, I want to say, let me see here. Ritter came into tonight 5th in points, quite a ways back, over about a race and a half back, but can make up some points compared to the cars around him, Brandon Guerin. And of course, remember Cody Gibson not able to run kind of the late part of this season. So that's maybe another position that these drivers could get before it's all said and done. Dustin Coggin here has to hang on for about 15 or so laps. Scott Simley now within the next car behind the 46, so it's about to get interesting here. I think Logan Cougar might not have enough time. It's going to be very close to see if that 80 machine can run down this 46, because remember, those two will probably be the ones battling it out for the championship, as those two leaving tonight will for sure be 1st and 2nd in points. As Scott Simley here has caught the 46 machine, so looks like Coggin might lose that podium finish when it's all said and done. But like I said, his big picture right here, making sure he tries to beat that 80 machine, as both of them have picked up some bonus points for leading a lap. It's going to come down to who can finish better of the two of them, the 46 versus the 80. So 12 laps to go here tonight. Now make it 11 at the start-finish line for Jeff Pogo. Pogo so far having a great night. Didn't have the qualifying effort he probably wanted here. Remember, he started in the 8th position, but right now sitting in the best spot, looking for his first career Busch Series win with the 802 League. Like I said, add his name to quite a good list of drivers that have won this season. This season, let me double check my number just to be sure. We've had 9 different winners here in the Busch Series pick up a win. Jeff Pogo, if he can get the job done here tonight, with now 9 to go, he will make it 10 different drivers picking up a win. I tell you what, maybe at one of Jeff Pogo's best tracks here at Dover, this man is a machine and showing that off here tonight. Logan Cougar here within a second of Dustin Coggin. So can Cougar get on around this 46 machine here in these last about 8 or so laps. Let's take a look here at this battle in the closing stages. Last time by, the 80 machine was about a 10th quicker than the 46, so that's definitely enough to get to the back bumper. It's going to be a whole nother thing to try and complete the pass, though, so it's going to be very, very interesting because right in front of them, Brandon Guerin there sits one lap down as well, so he can maybe throw kind of an X factor into this one when it's all said and done. Jeff Pogo, maybe a little bit of lap traffic up in front of him, but gonna be no harm, no foul. Here comes Koger. He gets to the back bumper of Coggin now with 6 to go. Here we go. This could be the pass for those championship points. Coggin not gonna give it up easy, gonna drive it in there deep, wash the way up the racetrack. That allows Logan to get on by. Can Coggin try the crossover? No, he cannot. Logan Koger will take over that 4th position, and here we go. An open palm last time by from the flag stand. 5 to go, and now here at the stripe, we will make it 4 to go here at Dover. And I tell you what, folks, what a race it has been. Only one caution here tonight, single car incident. But besides that, we've seen battles all throughout the Speedway. And I tell you what, some drivers on top of it here as we've seen this field spread on out. And man, Jeff Pogo, a man on a mission here tonight at Dover. He wanted to make a statement. He is doing just that to beat some of the best of them. And he is going to do it in pretty dominant fashion, as he just wants to see this white flag come on out, get this race officially done, but he will have to wait just a little bit longer as that time by. Popsicle sticks up in the air, 2 to go at the stripe. Looks like in total, when it's all said and done, 7 cars on the lead lap. Green flag pit stop thrown on in there as well, but off of turn number 4, Jeff Pogo will be the first to see the white flag. Mike Kelly currently running in that 2nd position. 3rd is Scott Simley. Logan Koger in 4th. Dustin Coggins here rounds out the top 5, and for the final time, down the back straightaway, Jeff Pogo will go. He will sail it in 3 and 4 here, hit his marks, and off of turn number 4, our 10th different winner this season, Jeff Pogo, will pick up his first Busch Series win. And man, what a way to do it there for the 97 machine. And don't go anywhere, folks. Right after, we will see Jeff Pogo burn it on down, celebrate this win. In a quick commercial break, we will go to our post-race show, chat with our top 3 finishers, and wrap up our thoughts here tonight from Dover. But here, down on the front straightaway, Jeff Pogo will burn it on down and conquer the Monster Mile. Alrighty, awesome stuff there by Jeff Pogo, burning on down. Like I said, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a commercial break with our post-race show, chatting with our top 3.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here at Dover Motor Speedway. Take a look here at Miles the Monster here outside of the kind of front stretch grandstands here. But we, of course, got our post-race show here rocking and rolling to you. First driver we have up on deck is our third place finisher, that being the 33 machine of Scott Simley. Scott, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I got you there, Brett.
Alrighty, man. First and foremost, 150 laps done at Dover. How you feel, my man?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a workout. I didn't get my fan turned on, so I'm a little warm.
Oh, yeah, I could believe so, because this place, I mean, we hear it about places, every lap deserves, full concentration. But here at Dover, it is very true. You have to be on your marks, both wheel and, pedal inputs.
Yeah, for sure, especially if you're in traffic, which, not a huge field, but my race kind of went, I drove it a little too easy. After that, I think it was that first caution. It was kind of tough to decide what to do on tires. I was planning on just making it halfway, but since the caution came out, it was almost like I didn't want to take tires, but I think you almost had to at that point. So took tires. We were probably, if you split that last run, it would have been like 55 laps a run, but thought we'd just max it out, and that way if a caution did fall, we'd still have hopefully better tires than most others. I think Joe, he elected to stay out, which if the caution would have fell at the right time for him, he might have got the lucky dog. But anyway, it worked out to get at least a podium finish, and good run.
Yeah, that it was for sure a good run for you, Scott, here tonight. And man, I tell you what, for the 33 machine, it's been a night of threes for you. Qualified third and finished third.
Man, it's four of them, 33, 33. So, yeah, I don't think I had anything for Jeff. Jeff was fast. Mike didn't even have anything for him there. It was just like, he looked like Mike was hanging with him for a while, my teammate, and then he just kind of pulled a little bit. It looks like Mike kind of reeled him in a little bit at the end, but congrats to Jeff on he's got something nailed down here. I think my problem was taking it too easy on that run, and then because at the end of it, I reeled those guys in quite a few seconds, but then I ran out of laps and out of fuel. So at that point, it was basically that last stint. It was just kind of take care of it. I wasn't going to catch them, and if the caution fell, I'd have better tires. Is about my only chance. But congrats to those guys, and other than that, that was about it.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I mean, everyone was pretty spread on out. It seemed like everyone kind of had what kind of pace they felt like they needed to run here tonight, and it showed because, man, by the end of that, everyone was kind of spread on out quite a bit.
Yeah, we really were. Yeah, we were spread out a lot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Scott, it's been a minute since chatting with you. I was taking a look here at the stats. It's been, I think, about 3 weeks or so last time we chatted with you. Phoenix Raceway, so kind of another unique track, kind of on the shorter side. Are you kind of more prone, or I should say, more likely to enjoy these kind of mile-sized racetracks or whatnot with these race cars?
Yeah, it just depends. I like Phoenix. It's a fun track. That's the one that's next on the schedule. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, that was the last time we chatted with you up on the podium.
Oh, right on. I was gonna say we ran that, so I wouldn't think we'd run again. But, I like the mile and a halfs. The Monster is good. I like Bristol. I do really well at Bristol. I love Michigan. I love Richmond is one of my favorite tracks. So. I haven't looked that ahead of the schedule, and I haven't made all the races here. So just kind of make the ones I can just to fill in and, get some laps in when I can for practice-wise. But, yeah, it kind of hit or miss. Usually try to at least run in that top 10, if not race for in the top 5 area.
Yeah, for sure. Here tonight, definitely able to check that box up here on the podium. Next week, we don't head to Michigan, but a track kind of similar. We head to Chicagoland. How you feeling about that place?
I used to do pretty well there, and then I don't know what happened, if I just lost the feeling of it or what. But, older track. It's fun to go back there, run that old place. We'll see what we can do there, but hopefully we can pull off something. I think I'm around that weekend, so I should be able to make it work, and we'll see what we can do.
Alrighty, we always look forward to seeing that 33 machine out on track. But, Scott, before we let you go and celebrate a podium, we, of course, got to hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you'd like to give a shout-out tonight here on the broadcast.
Yeah, all the sponsors. Looks like BG Graphix and GStone and, Turn 3, you guys doing the good job at the broadcast. Always fun to watch that. Teammate, Mike, it's always fun working with him and having a strategy and practice and figuring out what we're going to do, all that stuff. So, again, thank you for broadcasting. You do a good job up there, Brett. It's fun to listen and watch.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. Well, Scott, we appreciate you taking your time out of the day, being part of the race in action, and once again, congrats on the podium finish for you, my man.
All right, appreciate it, Brent.
Alrighty, folks, that was our third place finisher in the 33 machine, Scott Simley. Now we'll head up to our runner-up finisher, my pick to win tonight's race, the 43 machine of Mike Kelly. Mike, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, Brett, buddy. How's your night going?
My night's going pretty good, man. That was a pretty good race. The question is, how are you feeling after 150 laps here at Dover?
I'm feeling pretty good. It was a pretty easy race. The car drove really well. I'm, slightly humiliated, but other than that, no, I'm fine. Could have gone, go a couple hundred more.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, it was fun to watch you and Jeff Pogo put on that battle, but we'll get the elephant out of the room first. What more did you need to try and beat Jeff Pogo? Because, man, he had something figured out, it seemed like.
You tell me, and then we'll both know. I mean, there was no beating him tonight under the current situations in my knowledge of the groove. So, yeah, I mean, we were really close, obviously. And then, just towards the last, whatever it was, 10, 15 laps of that first run, when we ran really close for a long time, and then he just started gapping me by 100th or 2 every lap. And so going into that last run, I pitted and then a lap later. So, I mean, he had 1 lap advantage, not that great, but still an advantage. And I just waited till he caught me, and we were out of tires. So Joe was the only one, I believe, who had a set of tires left, but he was not in a position to get the lucky dog. So I knew if there was a yellow, we were all going to be at the mercy of whatever tires we had on base when we pitted. So I just slowed down and thought, well, maybe I can save a little tire, and if we get a late race yellow, God forbid, I'll maybe be able to fight him and maybe take the win. So that's why he pulled away even more on that last run, but I didn't have anything for him regardless, and he was really hooked up.
Yeah, that he was, and I gotta go, one of the toughest, I mean, Dover in itself, is a very, very tough track. Need full concentration each and every lap, but I tell you what, I was very impressed with your pit road entry. I mean, that is I think Dover's the toughest pit road entry, and you, Mike, you're able to maximize that to the fullest there. That was impressive. How'd you do that?
Lots of experience, lots of practice. You know, that track goes way back, that Dover track, when the original NASCAR Racing 2003 by Papyrus came out with their new physics, which are basically what the physics are for iRacing now. Dover and it was either Daytona or Talladega were released as, teasers to play with before it was released. And I never really was a big Dover fan, but I probably turned 1,000 laps on that stupid track waiting for that sim to get released. And so I've always been really good at it. You know, I just found out where the good line is and what the secret is to getting around that track quickly. And so it became a favorite track of mine, and I've always ran good there. And I met my match tonight, but I had everyone else covered, that's for sure. It's a fun track. It, like you said, it demands your attention all the way around. You never get a let up, and it's one of those tracks where the cream will tend to rise to the top, and you got to try to save that right front and be around at the end of the run. You know, this is a track that in some builds would blow a right front tire before you ran out of gas. So that first run, I was 20:53 after I ran about 73 laps. So, and I was out of gas. So that was a pretty good match, tires to fuel run there. The car drove great, and you could drive it all around on the track, and it was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, it seemed like this car was a blast to run. And I tell you what, Mike, I had you picked for the pre-race, was able to jump on the podcast with the rest of the boys there and picked you for the win. So maybe that was a little bit of bad luck for you overall. But at the end of the day, man, once again, up on the podium. And I think this has now made, what has it been? I think, oh man, I'm trying to count it right now. Yeah, I think a streak of 5 straight weeks up on the podium.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, we're just out here, since we've got no say in the championship run, out here trying to grab those W's, and had a content. I mean, I know, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know Pogo's fast, obviously, but didn't see him coming from practice, and he came up there and snuck up there and blew my doors off. So kudos to him for that, and kudos to Scotty. He had a good race too. And God, I wish we could have a few more cars, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. Should be a good race. Love the Cup car there too.
Oh yeah, the Cup cars here are another fun combo. I mean, Dover's such a fun track overall, but next week we head to Chicagoland, kind of very similar to Michigan. Do you think maybe some redemption for you? Because like we talked about at the end of that Michigan race, you felt like you might have had the car to beat.
Yeah, Chicagoland is a lot of fun in this car. It always races really well, has multiple grooves. We get a good turnout, get 20-25 cars. Should put on a really good race, and I expect the Hot Wheels number 43 to be hooked up pretty good on that 1.5 miles.
Oh yeah, if I was a bet man, I would bet to see that 43 machine up in the podium spots once again there. But here tonight, Mike, able to walk away with yet another runner-up finish on the season. Before we let you go, man, you know the deal.
Yep, I'm going to start off with thanking the Smoking Hot Wife for allowing me to do this 3 or 4 times a week. My little dog Izzy, she likes to cheer me on, watch TV. And like to thank the iRacing Blimp for coming out and giving us some good shots tonight. And of course, special thanks to you, Brett Jet, for Turn 3 broadcast. Well, I'm sorry, Turn 3 Racing Network. Got to get the phrasing correctly. Thanks to you for taking your Friday nights to put on these races for us on the internets. And shout out to all the sponsors, BG Graphix and the 802 iRacing Podcast. All those guys put behind the curtains here. Really enjoying racing here so far. And hope I can race, some more through the summer, but we'll see how that goes. And shout out to all the drivers for putting a really good show on tonight.
Yeah, that they did. And of course, Mike, we got to thank you for taking your time out of the night and being part of the great show that we got to enjoy. So, Mike, you take care, and we'll be talking to you again, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Yep, great talking to you. Always a little extra kick to get to come talk to you in the booth after the race. Gets me going. And have a great weekend, buddy.
All right, you as well, Mike. Go enjoy it, and we'll catch you on Sunday.
Catch you later.
All righty, awesome stuff. That was our runner-up finisher, Mike Kelly. in the 43 machine. Now we'll head down to Victory Lane and talk to the man of the hour. It is the driver of the 97 machine, Jeff Pogo. Jeff, do you got a copy?
Let's go, Brett.
Oh man, I knew you were going to be fired up, Jeff. First and foremost, how we feeling after conquering Dover?
Dude, let's go another 300 laps. I don't even care.
That's the right attitude. With the funny thing that you mentioned it, Mike Kelly said the same thing. So it seemed like you two, of course, the class of the field here tonight, and you guys are both, I guess, ready for 500 laps here.
Dude, I love it. Like, this has always just been a good track for me. I don't know what it is. I've always just had the place figured out. But like I was telling Mike and them, I've got probably 20-something starts here in different leagues and maybe 4 or 5 wins. That's it, because it's always – I might be leading, but then a caution comes out with like 5 to go, and then I get wrecked, or someone pushes me into the wall, or something stupid happens. But glad to see it go green tonight.
Yeah, that it did, and wow, what kind of pace the 97 machine had. I mean, practice, you looked good. Don't get me wrong, qualifying, you qualified 8th, but man, that race pace, where did that come from?
I just kind of didn't want to show my hand in practice, to be honest with you.
Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. You know, if you got the cards, you got the right to show them, right?
That's right.
Well, that's awesome stuff, Jeff. Well, I'm sure this gives you a little bit of confidence when it comes to the big race on Sunday. You know, race number 2 of the round of 15. That's got to be feeling a little bit better coming into tonight. I mean, also, I'm a big stats guy. Last time we raced at Dover, you won it. So now you technically won the last 2 races here at Dover as well.
Well, let's just go ahead and make it 3 on Sunday. How about that?
Hey, I like the call, and that would definitely be a way to do it. And I don't want to jinx you or anything, but we did pick you to win Sunday night with the on the podcast, excuse me, earlier tonight.
Oh boy, so you guys just gave me the curse, didn't you?
I don't know. I've been all right with cursing people. I mean, I picked Mike Kelly to win tonight. He finished second, so hopefully goes good for you on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm hoping to win it. I'd hope to do the sweep on the weekend, but you know, like I was telling Jim tonight before the race started, like, it's just big picture stuff here. Like, I don't have to win on Sunday. I just need to finish good. Got to make it to the next round. You just got to keep, ticking it off. And then even tonight, me and Jim only have 1 or 2 starts in the Busch Series this season. So tonight, coming into this, we looked at the point standings, and we made ourselves aware of who we need to watch out for, who we need to give room, who's fighting for the championship. So we were going to be respectful to them guys no matter what. So, I don't know. Just feels good, man. Glad to get down here, get a win, get some momentum going, hopefully carry it into Sunday.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think you're definitely going to do that. Win here tonight speaks a lot of volumes. And yeah, speaking about those limited stats, I was chatting about it, checking it out during the race. This is your 5th start with the Busch Series. Actually, if you can believe it, no top 5s in that. That, of course, means no wins. Here tonight, you're able to get your first Busch win and add your name to that wins on the Busch Series on Friday night, which is also pretty awesome as well, right?
I'll take it. Yeah, I don't practice for these cars or anything because I don't really run them anymore. But these are, man, I forget how much fun these are compared to the next gen. That next gen sucks.
Oh yeah, at least compared to these cars, I think 92% of people, I think, would agree with you with that statement.
Well, I just like that this car, it punishes you. If you tear up your tires, you feel it a lot more in this car. This car, you scrape the wall, it affects your handling, your aero, everything matters. That next gen, that thing's tough. I mean, how many times have we seen guys on Sundays spin out, hit something, hit another car, hit the wall, and they come back and win the race? I don't like that. It rewards bad driving.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely would prefer a car that takes absolute precision, and that's definitely what this car is. You have to be on your game each and every lap, and like you said, especially, factor in the damage, as well as then the big thing, the tires underneath the race car as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was curious there at the end how much Kelly was saving, because I know he pitted a lap earlier than me. I kept watching him, and once I passed him before that last pit stop, I pulled that 2-second gap on him. I'm like, okay. I'm like, there's no way he's going to let me keep pulling him and wait to pit. So his tires have to be gone. But I'm like, I'm not pitting before him. I'm going to let him do it. Then I'm going to go. He jumped me. And then I was curious how much he was backing off, to let me catch him. I'm like, okay, maybe he's thinking if he just waits to get back to the throttle a little bit, he knows I'm pushing, I'll use my tires, and then if a caution comes out, his tires will be better than mine. Just trying to play the game, and then I get up to him, and then once I passed him, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I should pace myself, keep the same gap from him. And I'm like, if I run off and just create a gap, that's fine, but if caution comes out, I'll be hurting. So luckily it played in my favor. It was fun racing Mike. He's always been clean anytime I've ever raced him, so I enjoy racing the heck out of him.
Yeah, you guys put on a great show. Definitely the class of the field here tonight, Jeff. You and Mike. And Jeff, you're able to conquer the monster here and pick up the win, and looking pretty good coming into Sunday. So, Jeff, here on a Friday night, kind of rare occurrence we have you. So we'll let you do your thing here down in Victory Lane. Thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you'd like to give a shout out here on the broadcast.
Well, let's just go with you for doing the broadcast. I didn't know you were broadcasting Fridays. I thought you were a Sunday only deal, but it's good to hear your voice and be in the booth. And then got to thank, just everybody in the field tonight racing clean and respectfully. So it sucks that Jim had a little incident and then had to get out of the race, but it's always a good time here. Glad I got to come in, have a little fun with these guys, and try to be respectful to the guys that were in the playoffs. So look forward to Sunday, and let's see if we can sweep the weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man. We definitely look forward to seeing what this 97 machine can do here on Sunday night, because like we've already talked about, man, you're a force to be reckoned with when it comes to Dover. So, Jeff, we thank you again for being part of the racing action here tonight. Congrats on the first Busch win. And you, my man, take care. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you on Sunday.
You too, buddy.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That was our race winner, picking up his first career Busch win, but not his first win here at Dover. It was the 97 machine of Jeff Pogo. Now let's head down and go through tonight's race results and get things wrapped on up here from Dover. Jeff Pogo picks up the win. Mike Kelly, for the 5th week in a row, will be up on the podium, and Scott Simley makes a return to the podium. Logan Koger, our points leader here, entering and leaving tonight, he will finish in 4th, and Dustin Coggin will pick up 2nd in points with a top 5 finish here. Steve Ritter will bring it home in 6th. 7th goes to Johnny Barker. Rick Kennedy with a top 10 finish. He will finish in 8th, the first car 1 lap down. Brandon Guerin will bring it home 9th, and Joe Hudson, with a tire set left in the bank, will round out the top 10. Nick Aslin will finish 11th. 12th goes to Steve Vest. George Ledsma will finish 13th. Frank Zingen in 14th. Jim Ott in 15th. Logan Gill 16th. And Austin Smith will round out the field here tonight. So that'll do it here tonight from Dover. Thanks again for all the live viewers here tuning on in here to the race. Thanks again to all the replay viewers here tuning in to Turn 3 Racing Network. We also got to give a huge shout out to all the drivers here putting on the show for us to enjoy, as well as all the admins, as well as the drivers here in the 802 iRacing League, and the sponsors, those sponsors being BG Graphix, Riptide Radio, GStone Motorsports, as well as Stone, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as the admin box coming on board. So we got to give all those great folks a big shout out. We also got to shout out Premier Racing Setups. You can find out more about them with the link in the description. I'll take you over to their website. Even if you don't buy anything, a click would go a long way, would be greatly appreciated. So that'll do it here tonight. Be sure to tune in next Friday night for race number 19 at Chicagoland, and as well as Sunday night with the 802 iRacing League Winston Cup Series heads to race number 2 of the 3-race round of 15. So a lot on stake there. So that'll do it here tonight. Everyone take care, stay safe, and we will catch you next time. Bye. So I've been Brett the Jet in the booth. and I just flew by you. Have a good one.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one,